Oh man, people are still coming in. All right, settle down, settle down. We have a fantastic program for you today. It's our first open source summit in India. So thank you, thank you. And it is a sold out show, so we probably guessed wrong. The same number of people who will be here, the exact same number of people couldn't get in. So next time we're going to have a bigger one. But thank you all for coming. I'm going to do some housekeeping, and then we will start with the keynote sessions, which we have a fantastic line. Most important, the program you're going to see all day today in the afternoon, thanks to our program committee for evaluating all of these. And we couldn't have done anything here without our sponsors. Diamond sponsor, NextGen, we'll hear from them. Platinum sponsor, Microsoft, you'll hear from them as well. There's a solutions showcase. Everything is on this floor. Please visit, learn about the solutions. There's coffee, there's lunch on site, there's a reception here. There's an Ask the Expert session. So we have kind of set it up for you and for you to learn and network with people. There's also a Tux track that starts at 6 in the solution showcase. There's an LFX mentorship showcase, so make some new connections, learn about the latest innovation. And the most important thing, at the end of the keynote, there will be prizes and a raffle. All of you got the tickets? Yeah? Okay. So this is just a bribe to have you stay longer, okay? But let's start there. All right. Very important, Linux Foundation always has a code of conduct. We want you to feel welcome and included. Professionalism is expected, and we respect that. And if there's any concerns, the event staff is all here, okay? So with that said, let me start off my presentation. I've made it a very dense presentation. In the world of cameras, it's just about taking pictures and then reading it later on, right? So that's how I've made it. I head up, as I said, telecom, networking, and open source, and I run the LF India operations. And today we're going to talk about two things, and this is a press release that just came out. If you remember, we announced LF India last December at KubeCon. And so we're going to have two things that I'm covering. One is the momentum that LF India has with the current sub-foundations that are part of LF India. And then we're going to announce more sub-foundations that are joining the LF India to support local collaboration. And I'm going to get into the details of this. How many of you were at KubeCon in Delhi in December? Show of hands? Beautiful. So some of them. So you heard me launch LF India with 3 objectives. We want to promote open source collaboration across the Indian ecosystems. We want to invest in developers, training, labs, events, things like that. And we want to support India's DPI mission across cutting-edge technologies with open source. That was the objective. So let me show you what progress has been made year to date. The first progress is we're now at 17 million open source developers in India. Still at number 2. But the key is, thank you, India developers, open source developers, grew the fastest in the world this year, 30% year-to-date growth. Okay? So thank you. I know you are part of that number. And we're just looking forward to a lot more contribution. Now, this is still a drop in the overall software development population. But it's very important to know that open source is end-user driven. It's about shared R&D. It's more secure. It's rapid deployment. And it's non-differentiated software. So, for your friends who are not participating in it, please bring them on, okay? This was the initial focus. We had 5 sub-foundations: the telecom, the edge, the decentralized trust, CNCF, and OpenSSF as part of our first launch. And so today we are announcing 6 new foundations. So 6 new foundations joining LF India. I'm going to talk about each of them in the second half of my presentation. Open Infra, FinOps, LFAI and Data, FinOS, AgStack, and O3DE. I know these are names, but I'll explain each of these when we get to the second part. So before we get into the specifics of phase 2, let me give you a quick update on each of the ones that have been announced and where we are today. LF Decentralized Trust is going extremely fast and growing significantly, not just in members and projects, but in terms of innovation, in terms of contribution, and in terms of global impact. For example, the use cases that the LF Decentralized Trusts that are being used in India, RBI, Indian Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, DigiYatra, these are household names that you know. The fabric behind it, no pun intended, is LF Decentralized Trust. For example, Credible is a project that came from India and is part of the LFDT. And so it's not just the consumption, it's also the contribution that is happening from India, okay? Huge set of members with headquarters here. And the most important thing is 24,000 members across 20 different user groups. There's an ebook that has been published this year. There's a QR code, you can download it, read it, and most importantly, participate in it, okay? This is one of the hottest areas, and you will hear a lot more from some of our keynote speakers who are the brains behind some of the digital India technologies. When it comes to CNCF, a lot of you may be going to KubeCon tomorrow and day after. They were part of LF India Phase 1. And since the announcement, 100+ publications have reported the growth. The contribution in Kubernetes has made it, Indian contribution has made it to the top 5, okay? So this is 12,000 commits just in 2025, 45 active chapters, 10 KCDs. So again, I'm bringing up these numbers. In a year, we will forget the numbers because it's going to be part and parcel of our DNA. But if you're not already planning to go to the KubeCon tomorrow and day after, it's in this convention center. Please do that. No, that's also sold out, sorry. Yeah. The third foundation, which is the telecommunications and the networking foundation. India is actually leading on the AI and the RAN side of things. Let me explain why. One of the platinum members, Infosys, donated 2 projects, Ecidem and Salus, to the Linux Foundation networking sub-foundation. And one is on the complete AI framework for networking, and the other one is on responsible AI. It's a toolkit. And both of these projects now are hosted by the Linux Foundation that the world is now starting to use. So we're really thankful and excited that India is not just consuming, but contributing in cutting-edge technologies like telecommunications, like networking. There's a second project, iOS MCN, that is being developed right here in India for the India market, which gives you a full framework and an end-to-end solution for everything from the RAN to the core. That is being worked out of the Bangalore office in collaboration with our partners, OpenNet. So really excited about this. And then we also announced today a global partnership with LF Networking and 2 of the most important foundations, AI RAN and ATIS. One is an alliance for AI in the radio access network, and the other one is a 3GPP and a standards organization for 6G. The key message here is open source is the foundation of telecommunications worldwide, and code is going to be the standard for 6G. So I want all of you to start contributing and participating because it bridges the gap between being a fast follower to being a leader. And then we have OpenSSF, which is the security for open source, where you have education, where you have training, you have webinars. Some of you may have attended the OpenSSF Community Day here. We have Ram here on site who is leading that very important and very interesting solution. Okay? So you can see a lot of good progress. Now let's talk about the new foundations. These sub-foundations are some of the top global impacting foundations. And let's talk about each one of them separately. So the first one, no particular order, Open Infra. Open Infra has now moved to Linux Foundation. Open Infra hosts OpenStack. India has consistently been contributing as top 5 on OpenStack for the last decade or so. And so what is new as part of the Linux Foundation is we're going to start a virtual meetup series with global speakers so that we can work on the cloud nativeness of OpenStack and bring it all together. So this is very exciting for us. Another foundation that has made significant progress globally is called LFAI and Data. This is one of the large 65+ projects, 3,000 organization, 100,000 contributor foundation. It's kind of a horizontal open source AI and data foundation with lots of scale, right? It hosts a lot of framework projects, a lot of data projects. Anything generic is hosted here, and we're bringing this to India as well. Okay, so if you have any AI or data projects, please let us know. The third one is going to be Open 3D Foundation, which is a gaming robotics simulation type VFX engine. But that's not the most important part. The most important part is you can use this simulation for manufacturing. You can use this in other industries, which will help, simplify and save costs on real work. And we are starting to see India as the top 5 users also in this, so we are very excited to bring this to LF India. And then we have FINOS. So just keep in mind, there's FINOS and FinOps, right? And don't get confused. FINOS is the open source solutions for financial services. This is all banks are part of it, or most of the banks. We just did a hackathon with DTCC. I was honored to be one of the judges on the hackathon, but we did a hackathon on this. Plus, there's a lot of development community type activities that are going on here. So FINOS is now formally joining LF India and bringing a lot more development activities here. So for the folks, for developers in the financial industry, that's it. Now this is one of the lesser known open source sub-foundation, AgStack. It focuses on digital infrastructure for agriculture. Now we all know how important agriculture is for India, right? Almost half of the employment and almost 17% of GDP comes there. Now what does this foundation give you? It gives you a kernel, it gives you a framework, and it gives you a stack, and it allows you to genericize the applications that are important. So what are the applications? Say field identity use case, so like an Aadhaar card type ID, or regulation compliance for food, or just financial services, right, like insurance and lending and all that. So there's a lot of work that's going on with the government of India on the agri stack, but it is very important for us to know that, I wanted to bring this in phase 1, but there was some work going on in the back. So we're really excited to bring this to the LF India. And finally, we have FinOps. FinOps is the organization for people who manage the value of cloud. It's people, it's processes, very strong community, financial operations, as we call it, across all verticals, okay? And we have over 6,000 people trained already, certified on this. And there's state of FinOps that comes in, but there's going to be meetups on this as well. So if you're more on the process, and if you're a CIO and you have your folks are using the Ghost Cloud accounts and things like that, what are the best practices? When AI comes in, what are the best practices? That's what FinOps help you do, okay? So those are the 6 foundations. How do you participate? The way you participate is obviously, there's obviously LF India website where you can send your forms for more information. There are developer meetups, events, speaking. The good news is you don't have to join anything in India, right? You can join the host foundation directly on where you want to contribute. But you can take advantage of all the local marketing support, all the local funds, local use cases, and anything from that perspective, okay? There's a lot of training that is being pushed, both at the global and at the local level as well, through LF, okay? And so to wrap it up, we have a partnership with open source developers and community in India, and we are here to help and serve the community. So if you're not familiar with why open source, start learning. We have investment in training, we have labs, we have events, as you can see. And we want to make sure that we're here to support the DPI mission, right? And the roadmap of India requirements. So as I call it, local collaboration with a global impact. Remember, open source is a global phenomena, okay? Now, with that said, I'm also pleased to announce the second Open Source Summit will be in Mumbai at the GeoWorld Convention Center. And we're going to get a bigger space. I know this time we got sold out, so we're going to do more capacity next time.